What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be doing 3 tests to see how I can improve SPL or some form of output change. I got my 45 back in there, so the previous video you saw kind of with that test was you have to watch the video to see the results. So now I got 3 pieces of wood that are pretty much scrap wood, extra pieces that I had that I'm going to be doing 3 initial tests with throughout this video, so you shall see how it goes. So it's a little colder out today. Usually I'm testing in the 70 to 80 degree mark, but right now it's in the 50s. So output could be slightly different, but it's all good as long as you do all your tests and you do your initial check before. Should be fine. All right, make sure that was on. Okay, let's get this. I haven't turned the truck on for like a week and a half, so my voltage is a little low. Plus I was doing some tests with the battery off. All right, let's see here. So what I'm going to do is first a sweep, so I can kind of find out where my peak is, like I always do. All right, so we'll find out that first. Make sure my SPL meter's on, and then we're going to do these tests. And we'll see how output changes just by these little things that I do. Should be fun. All right, get my meter. So no device connected, it's connected. So peak hold SSA meter, studio app. I always use a test. Let's find out real quick. All right. So we're going to remember that number first, 129.16. So it was better with the 45, so definitely you could tell a difference there instantly. So now let me show you all the tests I'm going to be doing. So the first one, some of these things it might be crazy, you guys, but the little things you can do around your box can drastically alter output. The first one I want to do is the most drastic one, and that is I have a big piece of block wood here, and I'm literally going to do nothing but set it right there. I'm not even going to screw it down, put any holes. Then I'm going to go in here and make sure this is all the way back. Okay, so it's sitting right there, just like that. So I'm curious to see how output will change by me having that wood there. Maybe let me make sure it's sitting. Yeah, let's just make sure it's sitting flush, and we'll see how that changes for my first test. So once you get to a point to where you can't find any gains inside your enclosure without major changes or reworks or box change, is then I start messing with outside around the box. And that's kind of what I'm doing. So I did some cabin changes, box changes, now I'm going around the box. So here we go. We'll find out how it changed. So 29.16, here we go. All right, so let's just say for an example, my peak changed before, so 29.1.2. So it didn't really justify much because it wasn't a major change. The peak was different there. So let me pull this up real quick. I cannot remember the peak I was at. Okay, so 46 hertz peak to 45 hertz peak. So that means that my peak slightly dropped from that change. So let me go ahead and test it. One more little extra piece there. So since I know that we're getting somewhere with that. So this big piece of wood here, it looks stupid, but just so I can kind of get a feel for how the output is being affected by pieces of wood around the box, and in certain areas of pressure is being blocked off. So it's kind of rerouting where your pressure goes. Obviously I wouldn't do it like this. I wouldn't screw it and make it this part of the demo process as far as, hey, this is how it's going to be finalized. But it gives me a route to go towards for what I can do to improve, meaning what I can do to add to the box. All right, here we go. So that was a major drop just by me putting that wood at an angle. But anyway, that's first test. Let's go to the next one. So I instantly saw a 1.5 dB drop just by me blocking that output all the way around. So we know that's a bad one. But I have some potential gain here depending on where I want to put this. So that could be another test to come. But depending on the height of this, as well as the depth of how much I block off, there could be a potential gain there. All right, next one. So let me know if you guys have any suggestions on this. This is something not many people would show on YouTube, if anybody, but it's the kind of stuff that I do behind the scenes to get louder. All right, next one, very simple, stupid one, but I'm telling you, you never know. So now, before, after. So this is with it like this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna screw it or anything, but just that little lip, it kind of rounds up, slopes up slightly. So that kind of slightly alters airflow. Just out of curiosity to see, hey, what is that gonna change? So we'll see. Not expecting anything major, but you saw a major one earlier on the downward trend. All right, so that's exciting news. Major change, major drastic improvement. So that was 1/3 dB by me just having that piece of wood there. So what I can do off camera is I'll go in and a full tilt burp later, make note of that in my head that change was a benefit gain. Then I'll do it at full volume and make sure it's all screwed down, taped over and all. And if it's a gain, then guess what? I just got a gain by doing nothing but adding a piece of wood there. So there you go. Remember, 29.49. So that piece of wood here gave me 1/3 dB at low volume. Normally low volume and high volume, there's a drastic difference in output change, but when it comes to something that you're not messing with the port, you're not messing with the box, you're messing around the box, your pressure deviates depending on what you do outside the enclosure. So this right here just gave me 1/3 dB by me having a piece of wood here. So depending on where I talk about with depth on this, if I want to get it connected to this portion of it, or if I want to raise my height of my radius or my angle, depending on where I want my sound wave to travel, that right there could give me a huge change. So anybody with a hatchback or a trunk, think about 45s, and if I put something here, instead of my sound wave, here, let me explain it. Instead of my sound wave traveling around and then up, it's going from here and straight up. So now it's kind of causing my thing to launch up. So I could do something like that, all the way down, for example. It might not look right, but I'm telling you, it could give me a gain that would be nice. So yeah, so just right there, the way sound wave travels. All right, now for the last one. This one I'm gonna have to drill in, but I'm kind of curious to see on this one. What I wanna do is block off the side of this port, so my sound waves are traveling up instead of around the port edge. So what I wanna do is kind of get this here. I'm gonna screw it down, and then I'm gonna do a test to see if I gain there. So this one isn't gonna be this one's most likely gonna go down. I've tried this before when I had a 10 and it didn't like it, but I'm gonna test it with the 12 just for fun. So we'll find out real quick. I literally just rigged it up, put a piece of screw right here through the metal. I normally don't like doing screws and stuff, but you got to do for some tests because otherwise the wood is going to slide or move. So I'm just screwing this into the box. Short screws, so you're not going to see it. It's not going to cause a leak or anything. Anyway, so right there, screw here, and the screw on the back end. So something, and it's not perfect. This is just scrap wood. I didn't cut it to size or any kind of planning. But blocking the port here to see how output changes. So this will be my final initial third test. So 1 out of the 3 so far are good. This is the third one. Here we go. All right, so it's looking like a gain maybe on doing that too. So 2 out of 3 gave me a slight gain. Let me go to my summary to finish up this video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Subscribe if you haven't. If y'all got questions or you think I'm crazy, I'm sorry. I just do this for fun, hobby, entertainment world. So started at 29.2. Then I did a 29.2. Wait, is that right? Yeah. 29.16 was where I was. And then I tested the top and didn't really gain. Then I tested a 45 behind the port on the bottom, and I had a third of a gain. And then I went ahead and tested the side of the port where I block it off, and I had a 2/10 gain. So a third gain and a 2/10 gain. So I could play with both of those as an option for this. And that's kind of what's going to end this video at with this. Is I would rather not mess with the top roof portion of it, but there could be potential in that here. So depending on what the height is or what scope it is from this line here to the back end of the hatch, I could slightly deviate that length to give me different output. So that's the test for today. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for build updates, and you'll see the changes with real world results soon. So subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you on the next one. What's going on, everybody? This is Jacob Viral, ending this video to say thank you for watching my videos. Every single day I have a daily cardio video I upload. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and notification bell, and I'll see you tomorrow.